Well, there we go. I hit the magic button, which means we are currently recording
Woo.
and we're twitching, whatever that means. But
Hey, all two watchers gotta give them props.
That's right, man. Rock and roll. Ladies and gentlemen, we are your brothers in arms, and this, if it records properly and does all that it should, will be episode 18 of our weekly podcast. And, fellas, it's kind of hard to believe that we're creeping up on, what would that be, 18? That's 4 months. We started this thing back in September?
September.
September.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is pretty wicked awesome. But real quick, just to get through the introductions. If you're watching our faces, I'm the guy on the far right side. My name is Patrick. I'm the oldest and the only one of us that followed in the footsteps of our folks currently. But then again, you could almost say that you guys are following in Dad's footsteps, just in a different vein of public service. But we got Greg here in the middle. He's our youngest. What's up, man? Not our youngest. He's the middle. He's the middle in the middle.
Yeah, middle there. Middle there.
And then over on my far left, which would be your far left, is Alex, our youngest. So we are...
Hi.
Hi.
Man. So for those of you who can't see us right now, God bless you, because all you're hearing is our voices and our crazy antics with our hands that you cannot see. But Greg is the only one still in uniform right now. And, man, you look good. You look really good. What, are we bringing up the choppy hands?
I don't know what to
I
do
don't
with
know
my
what
hand.
to do with my hand.
I don't know.
Sorry. Oh gosh.
But
guys.
if you're
Never
watching
gets
this
old.
thing, Greg is still chilling at work. He's not chilling, excuse me. He's working his tail off. But
Yay.
yeah, he's doing the best for his country. And what's that on your uniform, man? So one of the things that me and the Salvation
those?
Army, those right there. We'll talk about that. So that's
They're
his rank,
epaulets.
but I need to know
Yep.
what it is. So what is it? What is on your uniform?
Means I'm a staff sergeant.
Staff
In the Marine
sergeant.
Corps.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Does that come with any like ranks and privileges and stuff like that, or what? What is that for you?
Gosh, it's a hard one to explain. So I am the first rank of the staff non-commissioned officers in the Marine Corps.
First
basically-
rank of staff
Staff
non-commissioned
non-commissioned
officer. Okay, got it.
Yep.
So think like as you go up in rank, you have like the junior Marines that do majority of like the heavy lifting.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the middle ranks, which is the rank below mine, and the two ranks below mine, which are kind of like the supervisors, like
Okay.
first supervisors, and then everything from my rank and above is more. You're getting more into like the managerial roles, like
Got it.
planning and higher level, that kind of stuff.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
So
So like,
with your rank
Go
comes more responsibility then?
absolutely,
Okay.
always.
Okay. Cool. So with that being said, it's not only with the experience that you have, but it's also with the responsibility that you have. So it's kind of a dual thing. Both guys are shaking their heads right now. So those who aren't watching. So
We the same rank.
yeah, you both
Yeah.
are the same rank.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we are.
Just in. All right, so
Different branches.
different branches, right? Which we love having fun with. But
Yes, we do.
why is my Uber driver
All
yelling at me?
The time. Why is my?
Oh, I love it.
He takes me where I need to go.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So, hoorah. So me in the Salvation Army, I do have rank in the Salvation Army. But mine is based on years of service. And so I skipped lieutenant because we didn't have lieutenant at that time. But lieutenant is up to 5 years of service as an officer. Then captain is after that. So we get a star. These guys, when we get a star, to them that's like upper echelon kind of thing. Yeah,
Sure.
like
Yeah,
they're saluting. When we're actually just
You're a
like,
general.
we're just beginning. So, we took that whole rank system and threw it up on its head. But anyways, so lieutenant and then captain and then I'm a major because we've been in this for 15 years now, and loving every minute of it. I know, man,
amazing.
it's crazy, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. But And so Greg, yeah, one more time, Staff Sergeant.
Staff sergeant.
Greg, Staff Sergeant, and Alex on the far left. What are you doing? What's your rank right now?
You want rank or rate?
I don't know. What's the
There's two
difference?
different. Yeah,
There's two different things.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
yeah. Navy's weird.
Okay. So break it down.
With Greg, right? He has an MOS, right? He has a specific job that the Marine Corps hired him to do.
Right.
I also have an MOS, but that's technically what we identify as in the Navy. So whenever you join, you're undesignated. You don't have a rate, you just have a rank. And usually that's either anywhere from seaman recruit all the way up to seaman, just seaman, or firemen or airmen or construction men, depending on which branch you go through. And then once you hit E4, you're a petty officer.
Ooh.
Yeah, so you're a petty officer third class for E4. 5 is second class, and then what I am is a petty officer first class. Yeah.
Petty officer first class.
First class.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Which is the same rank
Yep.
as a staff sergeant in the Marines.
It's crazy. Oh, okay. And real quick, years of service, Greg?
13.
13. Alex?
It'll be 12 this August.
Wow. So, and guys, keep in mind, 15, almost 16 in June, 13, 12, and I'm 37. Greg is 31.
31.
And Alex is 30.
30.
And so
Yep.
there's not that many years of service between us, and yet there's that much. So I went into training and did my thing at 20. No, I was
You were shortly 21.
I was married at 20 and commissioned at 22.
Yeah.
I was
I remember
married
before
at
you
20,
went in.
Yes, married at 20, commissioned at 22. So, but these guys, straight out of high school for Greg, almost.
Yep, 18.
Thereabouts. Yep, and
18.
Alex.
About a year and a half.
Had to find your roots or
took-
find
he
out who
took
you
his-
were, right?
He took his time.
Dude, pharmacy school is expensive.
Yeah, you're right. You're
just
right.
saying.
You're not wrong.
True.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of backstory about who we are and what we've so far accomplished, I guess, in our different. I don't want to say ranks because now I understand you've got a rank and a rate of pay.
A rate.
Rate, not rate of
technically,
pay, just rate. Got it.
I have a
Right.
rank, right? But I'm also an electrician.
Nice.
So the way that we differentiate ourselves, instead of going up, be like, oh, petty officer first class Richmond, because that's
Wow.
just weird,
That's a
right?
mouthful.
Exactly. Gonzu type.
Yeah, EM1 just works.
EM1. So
Yeah.
EM1 Richmond.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's an electrician's mate, an EM.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, there's an extra letter in there that they added since I started to differentiate between myself and non-nuclear electricians. But yeah, I don't like throwing the N in there. It's just weird.
EMN or ENM?
EMN, electricians mate nuclear. Yeah, it's like boots and cats.
Cats.
EMN.
Cats. There's a damn. I feel it.
Yeah, it's coming.
Mhm.
Dance
Did you
party.
not see He already did it. I was about to say.
All right, I'm going forward. Greg's got to go to the side, and Alex is just straight back and forth. Yeah, that's the way we roll.
Mm-hmm.
We
Good.
have ways. We have so much fun.
I love
It's
it.
dangerous.
I
Yeah.
love it.
I love it
It's
too.
good. It's real good.
Well, just before Greg got on, Alex and I were trying to fire up a round of Modern Warfare.
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing on PC, and Alex is on Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
And
Shut up. You can play together like that?
yeah, man, it's pretty wild.
Cross-platform.
Cross-platform.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've finally come to the modern age.
Oh, Greg, you need to come up for some air, man, because God
This time's
bless you.
coming.
Dude, I finally started reading a book again.
Yes. What are you reading?
Uh, Call Sign Chaos.
Okay, gotta write that one down. Who's it by?
Eh, That's not one of mine.
Uh, James Mattis.
James
Ooh,
Mattis.
Mad Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maddes?
No,
No,
M
no,
A
no,
T T I S.
Oh,
Mattis.
Mattis.
The
Yeah.
Mattis.
Okay. Oh,
Jim Mattis, the former Secretary of Defense.
I got you.
He wrote a book on. He wrote a. It's actually a book on leadership. You probably, Patrick, you probably enjoy it
On leadership. All
and
right.
really gain some.
What's the name or
Hmm.
what's the
It's
the title?
Call Sign Chaos.
Call
He wasn't a pilot, was he?
sign.
No, he's an infantry officer,
I was about to say. I didn't think so.
and there's some. It's his personal, like it's his writing, and his writing is fun.
Yeah.
That's
It's
pretty good.
one, it's very insightful, but two, it's funny. There's some moments in there that are really funny, like talking about some of the stories. Um, he was in charge of uh, the war in Iraq.
Mm.
Like he was the commanding general of CENTCOM during the first invasion.
Wow.
And I was reading a portion of the book, like leading up to it, and just his experience and his training, and you know, it was almost like he's kind of in the perfect place at the right place at the right time with the right experience.
Yeah.
You know how all of that kind of coalesced, and it's awesome. It's absolutely, it's very good, and it's honestly it's really insightful. It's kind of interesting just kind of hear his thought process on leaders and how leaders handle things from the lower level, and then as you read through the book it kind of expands on it, like going from like you know as a Marine, like mentoring your Marines one-on-one, that close leadership, and then
Mm.
going to a position of leadership at a higher level where you don't have that close relationship with all of your individual Marines. Now you're kind of more giving your vision, and then making sure that that vision is carried out all the way down. And then the last part of the book, which I haven't gotten to yet, hits like the strategic, like the higher level, the big picture kind of thing. So
Nice.
really interesting. Honestly, it's kind of cool. So highly recommend.
Good deal, man.
It's definitely been an interesting read so far.
Yeah.
I have to check
I
that
just
out.
haven't read it in like a week and a half because I don't have time.
Are you reading it in e-form or you got a hard copy?
Oh yeah, no, I definitely reading it. Um, that's most all the books I read nowadays. It's all digital.
Nice.
Hmm.
It's just the easy way to go.
Nice. Cool.
Which reminds me, Boyo, I'm gonna get that from you.
It's in the chat.
Awesome.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's dangerous too, man, because he's got like over 100
Oh,
books on that
I'm
library.
sure.
Oh gosh, yes, it's so good. A lot of it
Yeah.
is throwback. It's like the Iron Lance is in there by Lawhead.
Oh,
Mad
that's such a
Merlin.
great book.
Mad
Mhm.
Yep.
Merlin by shoot. Oh, so good. One thing I was disappointed in though, man, I couldn't find it. You don't have you don't have oh shoot, the Gunslinger. You have all the other books, but you're missing the Gunslinger
I'll
by
remedy
Stephen
that.
King. Yeah. So
Sorry.
no, don't be. I was just like, oh sweet, I can catch up on this. I want to start over. Wait, where's the
Mhm.
first one?
I
But I'm
think I
not
read that one in hardback, and that's why it's not in there.
Got it. Got it. Well, I'm not complaining, man. I'm being again having access to that library is just phenomenal. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, anytime.
Thank you.
That
So what
that
are
was
you
last
reading?
deployment. So
Last deployment.
yeah.
Yeah.
So all of that is like severely dated. I think I've updated it a couple of times, but that's a lot of what got me on my downtime through deployment.
Oh, no doubt.
Mm.
No doubt.
It's a way to do it.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I guess so. I mean, if you're
I had a lot of downtime.
not too fond of the world you're living in, why not disappear into something that you can enjoy? So,
Hmm.
or the day-to-day stuff. So,
Yeah, it's more the day to day stuff. Like
right.
I had downtime, running on the treadmill or something, or there was a couple of hours until I had to be on watch, but not enough time to sleep, so I'd
Mm,
read for a little bit.
yeah,
So,
that's smart.
hmm.
You know, that's one thing I've never been able to do is read while running.
Really,
Yeah,
Really?
it's too much of the bouncing. Like
mm.
Hmm.
it actually makes me nauseous. So I can't read in the car.
That's understandable.
That's one of the reasons why I drive probably 98% of the time. Is I just I like to be in control. Number one,
Hmm.
and number two, I can't do anything else in the car, so I might as well just drive and let everybody else do it. So
I understand that.
speaking of driving, update on Philip. He's doing great.
Oh,
Yeah,
how is
yeah.
it? How has it progressed there?
It's gone well. He's still not getting the time that he needs, though. I think we kind of need to go on a long road trip just so that we can get some solid hours. But I don't know where we could go or what would benefit just he and I. So yeah, I I realize you guys. I mean, come on, seriously, but but not yet. Like I don't have any kind. I don't have a Saturday yet until after next week. Speaking of which, I turned in my final research paper today.
Yeah.
Yes,
Congrats.
20 stinking pages. But it's in, it's
Done.
done, it's been
Woo.
read and reread and struck and just all that stuff. My wife is amazing. She
Hmm.
she did a lot of my post
Hold on.
editing and stuff like that, and so yeah, beyond blessed, beyond blessed by that woman. So
That's fantastic.
yeah, yeah. So with that being done and said, I got two more things to do for this class, and both
Hmm.
of them aren't like awful. They're
Yeah,
still worth a considerable amount of points, but I think it's something I can get done this week and be done. But yeah, it's good stuff, man. It's exciting.
very cool.
Very exciting. So once all this is said and done, freedom!
Woo.
And I'll be able to crank out some of those books, read some of those books that I've been missing, and
Okay.
uh, the groundhog supposedly didn't see his shadow yesterday, so
Mhm.
that means spring's coming early, and I can't wait because man, I want to go fishing. No, you don't think so, Greg?
No,
No. Why? You got snow up there?
no. Of course we do. It's gotten warmer. I mean, it's like 35 degrees outside, which is kind of nice.
Yeah,
But
I hit 69 today.
That's about where we live too.
It's ridiculous, G. Absolutely ridiculous. We haven't seen snow yet.
The fish are bedding in the backyard.
The fish are bedding in the backyard already.
They're bedding.
That's disgusting.
I'm telling you, man.
Hey, Greg, what's that in your
hold on
ear?
1 second.
In a minute. You can tell me in a minute.
Yeah.
You're good, man.
Uh-huh.
What's up?
Yeah.
What's
Over
that
there
in
is
your
beef.
ear? What is that?
Oh, that's my Bluetooth.
It changed.
No?
Yeah, this one is so these are actually like headphones. So I've only got the one in
No.
right now.
I thought you had one that was a stick.
I do. Then I also
They
have
look like
these.
that.
Oh, you both
Yeah.
got them.
Yeah.
Same ones.
So they're wireless headphones. They sound amazing.
Hmm.
That's awesome. They look good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get the job done.
Yeah,
They're
they
nice
look
for
good.
running. They don't move anywhere.
That's good. Are they soft rubber? They silicone?
Kinda.
Um,
Kind of.
Kinda. So they have the normal like rubber that you would expect on the end,
Uh huh.
right? So normal rubber type on the side,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but then it's hard, and then it has a sensor right here.
Uh huh.
So they might be like on and paired, but not until you actually put them in your ears and they come into contact, do they like start playing and start recording and doing all the things you would expect things to do. They also got a trackpad on the side where you can click a bunch of different times and combinations and stuff and do different things.
Uh huh.
Um,
hold on
So-
1 second, Jones.
Like you can pause and play and do things like that. Um, you can like skip tracks, you can go backwards, and then they have a hold button or a hold thing where you can pause or you can hold it down and it'll do a bunch of different things that you tell it to do.
Wow.
Um, Mine right now, I have them um, for the long pause. If you hold it down, it syncs up with Google Assistant on your phone.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it'll bring up Google Assistant and it can do weird random like Google searches for you. So yeah,
Wow.
and it'll like tell you the answer to stuff. It's pretty cool. Hmm.
That's cool, man. I've got the
So
AirPods made by Apple,
yeah.
and they're pretty nice. I like them. They definitely, I like the untethered feel of them.
Hmm.
Um, and I can double tap on my right side, and it'll bring up Siri for me, which is
Hmm.
pretty sweet. But it doesn't have anything that you can toggle or press or hold or whatnot. So that's a nice
Hmm.
package. Those are made by Samsung.
Yep.
Yeah,
Those are the Galaxy Buds by Samsung.
Galaxy Buds. Okay, sweet,
Hmm.
sweet.
So, and they work the same way as your AirPods. You have a little charge port back in the back, and you can charge the case,
Nice.
and you get like 3 charges out of the case. The things last about 6 hours
Wow, that's not
of
bad.
continuous use.
Gee whiz.
I had one side in, and I was using that one side because I couldn't sleep. That happens quite often, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So I got into a YouTube vortex and just kept watching random things. And
Sweet.
after, yeah, after about 6 hours, the one died. So I just pulled out the other one and turned over the other way and kept watching.
And lay it on the other side.
Yep. So yeah, that's how you cheat the
Nice.
system right there.
Yeah, I can dig
Yeah.
it, man.
Hmm. And I mean, they charge pretty quickly. I mean, they're not bad. I really like them. So I
Sweet.
I got my pair for Christmas from Liz's dad and his wife, and I loved them so much that Liz was like, "Dude, I gotta have a pair."
No
So
kidding.
yeah, so we ended up getting Liz a pair, and I don't see her without them. So.
That's fantastic, man.
Hmm.
Well, it's sad because in this household, we're an Apple family, so
Hmm.
it's kind of by requisite, though. It's by requirement because of the phones that we have. They're company phones. Um, but I have AirPods, Philip, and Julia. And then recently I upgraded my watch to an iWatch. Yeah, I know. Sorry.
It's all right.
But it's me and Philip and Carrie. And so one of us doesn't have everything.
Hmm.
Um, but we all kind of we're just love that
Hmm.
Apple family. So we get to
Yeah.
share our purchases, our videos, our everything. It's just it's pretty sweet. I like that. So I'm no
Hmm.
longer the oddball out when it comes to our family and our phones. Because back in the day, I had a Samsung
Hmm.
and I liked it, but I couldn't properly not talk, but our stuff was incompatible. And
Hmm.
so I had a Samsung watch and loved that thing, but now that I'm in the world of Apple, it just makes sense to have all this stuff. So shout out to Apple. You treat us well. Thank you very much. But I am a little jelly of your earbuds. Or excuse me, your ear no Galaxy what's
Galaxy Buds.
Galaxy buds. You okay there, babe? You gotta you gotta slow down a little bit.
Mm.
so, so the steps that Greg fell down
Yep.
when he was visiting us, he
Yeah.
currently is busy. That's why you all can't hear him. He's busy
Yeah.
at work. But yeah, he was coming down our steps here at the quarters. And yeah, he kind of whoop almost found the bottom with his bottom. But
Hmm.
yeah, those steps are easy to do that. But Alex, I think you got a pretty good coming down the steps story.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So What was it? It was our first appointment in Louisville.
Mm-hmm.
We lived on a place called Old Town Road. No
It's
joke.
real. It's real.
It's real. But we lived on a split level. So the main entrance, you would come in, and there was like a little flat, and then you could go upstairs into like the kitchen, living room, but not living room, like the sitting room area. There was a dining room where we used to play Risk when mom and dad went out,
And just
and
leave it on the table.
and just leave it on the table and hope the cats didn't knock it over.
Right.
And then all the way down the top of that was all of the bedrooms. Well, if you went downstairs, there was another bathroom down there, and that's where the living room was. There was also a laundry room and then an exit out onto the back deck area where you could go upstairs and end up, in the kitchen. Well, dining room. But anyway,
That deck was a mess.
yeah, it was crazy. I wouldn't go up and down it.
I
would
wouldn't
literally
either.
go in the house upstairs and back down. But while you're down there, right, that's where mom and dad put the big TV so that we could, watch TV. There was a couch up against the wall, and then there was a recliner and a couple other things to sit on. And we would always want to go down there to eat
Uh-huh.
during meals. Like I still do this to this day. Like if we sit down to eat, we'll sit down in front of the TV. Hey man. But mom had made chili.
Oh, yeah.
And mom's chili is like legendary.
Yes, it
Everybody
is.
loves mom. It doesn't matter who you are, what type of chili you like. Everybody loves my mom's chili.
Mom's
It's fantastic.
chili. That's right.
So
No noodles, by the way.
no
That's
noodles.
gross.
That is
That's
entire.
gross.
No, that's spaghetti.
That's
Yeah,
spaghetti.
you don't put noodles in spaghetti.
No.
Nope.
Wait, no put noodles in chili.
And chili.
Yeah,
put
you
noodles
don't
in
put noodles
spaghetti.
spaghetti.
Yeah.
I hate choodles.
I hate noodles.
Stupid churro.
But
Mom's chili.
anyway, mom's chili, right? So she made it for dinner. She cooked it in the crock pot for hours, so it's piping hot. And I grab a bowl and I start following my brothers downstairs to go and watch TV like we always do.
Oh no.
And I get about 2 steps down, and my feet come out from under me, and the chili goes everywhere.
No, it went
Um,
straight up.
It went straight
Went
up,
straight up.
right? And it came back down, and it coated the front of my jeans, as well as like the
wall.
stairs and stuff, the wall, the front
Light
door.
cream wall, by the way.
Yep. Oh, it was bad.
Big splash.
So,
I remember this. I remember this well because it looked like a slasher.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
With
Oh, yeah.
bits
It looked
and
exactly
everything.
like
Yep.
a slasher. It looked like someone had their neck cut,
mhm.
and then it just got right across the wall. And I remember after that specifically too, Mom said, "No more taking food downstairs." She was very,
Oh,
very
yeah.
specific.
We sat at that table
like,
for the rest
"No."
of that appointment.
Mhm.
Yep.
Alex, you blew it.
You will not go downstairs
Yeah.
to watch TV while you're eating dinner.
Mhm.
That will not happen.
Yep.
Sorry, guys.
Yep.
I remember standing there on that front landing with burning hot chili all the way down the front of my legs, going, "It burns, it burns," and mom just going, "Well, take your pants off," and I'm like, I don't want to do that.
Oh gosh, there's certain things.
Oh,
that-
Mom. She's awesome. Very
Mhm.
wise.
Yes, she is.
Very
Yeah.
wise.
Very wise.
That house, I'm telling you. That
Oh,
house
yeah.
was something. All of our bedrooms were upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
And all that was downstairs was that living area and the laundry room.
Mm-hmm.
Laundry.
So we'd have to come down two sets of steps to get our
Mhm.
laundry downstairs. And it wasn't anything for us to get to the top of the steps and just kick the basket over and watch it roll down, laundry everywhere. They have to go down, pick it up, and put it in the basket, and then kick it down the other
gotta
flight. Yep.
Well, no. So if you weighed the basket heavy enough and you pushed it, it would just slide. Like we try to get it to slide.
Oh yeah.
And it would hit that first landing. Remember?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because we didn't want to carry it.
Too much work.
Too much work.
It was too much work. Do that.
I've just said the same thing.
I'll write that down.
It's too much work.
Too much work. That was a fun house, though. We had some interesting times in that.
That is true.
The sad part is, fellas, I can't
remember that was the house where you got a copy. That was the year you got a copy of Warcraft
3.
2?
3.
No.
3.
No, you didn't get 3 till we were in Owensboro. Pretty sure that was the year you had Warcraft. The only reason I remember so because you didn't want mom and dad because I guess like part of the character. I don't remember what it was. One of the things that was a big deal about it is like your orcs could create like summoning portals, like cult
yeah, they
portals and
could.
stuff. You remember that?
Yeah, there was like a
Like-
warlock type character on that, and he could summon demons of some sort. I can't remember, but yeah, I just recently. So Modern Warfare is launched on the Blizzard landing pad, and so every time I crank it up, all this to say, they called World of Warcraft, no, Warcraft 3 Reforged, and so I don't know what they've done to it, but they've given it a brand new life. So that came out. Who knows?
It also got a 0.73 out of 10.
What's that?
It got a 0.73 out of 10.
0.73 out of 10.
That low?
Is that even
Yeah.
possible?
I don't know, but that was the last thing I saw on it.
It's called what, Philip?
Being a bad game.
Being a bad game. That's what
Yep.
Philip says.
It's pretty terrible, apparently.
Rough.
Hmm.
When are they gonna figure that out? You know, poor Blizzard. Like
I don't
they
know.
made money, hand over fist over truckload, forever because of World of Warcraft, and besides Overwatch, their other stuff has been kind of garbage.
Hmm.
I don't know, man.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Still not jumping back into it though. Still not getting back into WoW. Not happening. Not happening. Don't have the money or the
Haven't
time.
Kool-Aid.
So
Mm-mm.
Yep.
It was tempting for a while.
when? This last expansion?
No, whenever Vanilla came out.
Oh, yeah. I think that was this last expansion. I think it came out during that.
It came out, I thought it was during
Battle?
Battle?
Battle for Azeroth. That's this
Yeah.
last one. No. There's been another one after Battle. I have no idea. I don't know what I'm talking about because I'm so far removed from it. Who am
I
I?
played Warlords,
I don't
man.
know.
That was the last one. I don't know.
Yep. Oh, well.
Stupid garrisons.
You blew it.
You blew it.
Oh,
man.
So, Greg,
Mm-hmm.
we're 2 months out now. Have you seen it? As he hangs his head in shame. Oh.
Terrible Star Wars.
Yeah, you're not
Someone
terrible. It's okay.
Someone should strike down.
Nah, man. Seriously, I'm gonna have to come up and like kidnap you and go see the last showing, which will be at like 2:00 in the afternoon because it's not showing anywhere else. But yeah, whatever.
It's good.
It's good. It's good.
Hmm.
You still looking into a Stormtrooper armor?
Oh, dude, I've never get. I still have the.
You
for
still have the
different,
emails?
Armors. Yeah, there's a bunch of armors around the country.
Did I tell you that when we were in our last appointment, there was a what do they call it? A garrison?
Yeah.
They have a
Your local
they have a
501.
they have a 501 or the 501st. They have 501st garrison. I think it was in Lexington, and they were many. So they rang bells for the Salvation Army in Lexington. So that's kind of cool.
See, that's awesome.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too.
Mhm.
I think I would if I ever went that route, Greg and Alex. If I ever went that route of getting my own armor, I think I would go the route of just your typical New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, uh, regular of the run Stormtrooper who can't hit a thing, but
No,
get lost in the crowd, man.
I'd land speeder.
You do the land speeder?
I don't.
I'd do the land speeder
Okay.
from Force Moon of Endor. Yeah.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
cool. But you know what? You get into that though, and people will forever call you the Yoda puncher, Yoda baby puncher, Yoda baby
Yeah, I
puncher.
know.
Yet again, this is another thing I'm behind
Oh.
on. I swear, man, I'm so bad.
Oy.
So bad.
It happens. Well, Slender Zach on our chat group has also said he's going to join the 501st as well.
Sweet.
So, Slender Zach, we're with you, man. 501. It's going to happen.
I'm pretty sure I know who that is. It is.
I have no idea. I try and respond to everybody on chat, though.
I'm digging it, man. Rock and roll.
Mhm.
So, which armor set would you go for, Greg?
So I want to build two eventually,
wow.
and I know that's very
Hmm.
very
Ambitious.
Yeah.
ambitious.
Yeah,
I'm
Second
thinking
I want to start out
expensive.
with. Yeah, it's not cheap. I want to start out with Patrick. I'm with you. I want to start out with just a basic like set of Stormtrooper, the traditional white, no frills about it, just
Yep.
sweet helmet. Get the voice changer that you can wear so you sound like
Nice.
let's see the guns.
Yeah.
This is unoccupied. Move on to the next one. You know.
Okay.
You know, I want that armor to start with. After that, I want a sand set.
Sand Trooper set?
Yeah.
Interesting. Why? Because of they're khaki?
Well, I like the look
Can't get
because
away
they
from the khaki.
they have that weather beaten
Yeah.
like sand look to them.
Sure.
But
Aren't
then
those
they
the ones
also
that
have they have the
No, those are the
the
snow.
pauldron, the leather.
Okay.
Hmm?
No, we're talking.
No,
Keep
that's
going.
that's a snow trooper.
Mhm.
No, I want the leather pauldron that they wear on the one side.
Wouldn't it be cool?
I think that looks so stinky.
Well, on that armor especially. How would one go about getting this stuff? Like, where would I know you said you found an armorer, a guy who
Yep.
makes them, but how
Several
could
of them actually.
a Joe Schmo like us, like, do they 3D print them? Do they, like, what do you do?
So they're made out of ABS plastic,
Okay.
and what they do is they have the molds. They either made their own molds or built their own molds. And what they do is you order the armor, and they have the machine that heats up the plastic and put the mold on it, and then they vacuum seal it down to form the individual pieces of the armor,
Wow.
and they'll ship it to you just like that. Like they might do some cutting out, but for the most part, they leave the armor as is.
Like in the sheet
They
still?
send it. Yep. So they send it to you like that, and then once you get the armor, then you have to take the time. There's actually, I'll link it. There's an article on Kotaku a couple years back. I'll have to. And you can actually, one of the authors, journalist on Kotaku, actually documented his journey of building his he owns like 2 or 3 sets of armor, and he decided on the most recent one, which was a few years ago, to actually like document his build process.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to send it to you.
That's
And it's
crazy.
actually really kind of fascinating. He explains how he went through and how you like actually build the individual pieces from start to
Nice.
so.
Nice.
And then there's a couple like the armor itself is like it's a flat rate. Most of the armor makers in the country and around like there's a couple over in the UK that'll make them. And if you get on the 501st's website, they actually have a link on their forums to armor makers, and
Mm-hmm.
you can connect with them and send them, and they'll quote you a price. And like I said, it's expensive. Like this isn't something I'm doing anytime soon. 'Cause I don't have.
Right.
We're talking, $750, $800 for just the armor. Then once you get the armor, then you have to put it together, and then it costs another amount for the extra. So like you got to get the black suit to put on underneath it,
Right.
the boot, the rubber gasket neck thing that they wear, um, that their helmet covers up this part of their body when they're wearing it.
Mm-hmm.
The gloves, all of the extra pieces that you have to buy and order online, go hunting.
I'm thinking
But
like
then once you,
a full neoprene scuba diving. Like
yeah, well, it's either that or like just some sort of like bodysuit put on
like a morph suit.
almost,
Yeah.
yeah. And then you wear the armor over top.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so cool. Like I saw one a couple years ago. There was a dude at Comic Con. That year I went to Comic Con.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
There was a dude in his walking around the show floor. And even then it was just like, okay, that's awesome.
Was it traditional? Like New Hope?
Actually I want to say, well, I'm pretty sure well, yeah, it was New Hope. I mean, this was before the post quills or whatever you want.
Post schools? Like
Yeah.
okay.
7, 8, and 9.
Force Awakens? Got it.
Um,
Got it. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Got
yeah,
it. Got
Force Awakens. This is pre Force Awakens.
it. Okay.
That would
So
also be the first Empire,
wearing
or
the
the
armor
First Order.
from yeah,
Right.
it wasn't First Order armor. He was wearing like New Hope armor. He was a desert trooper, and he had the big. Remember like when they were escaping Mos Eisley and they had the one stormtrooper that had like the giant
Humongous
like
rifle.
blaster gun.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he was carrying one of those.
That's gnarly.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. So
Cool. Love it.
like I want that.
Man, wouldn't that be something?
I mean, we're going to be retired one day.
Yeah. I don't think I have the frame for it though, fellas.
Oh, come on, man. Aren't you a little too short to be a stormtrooper?
Oh, point. Good point.
Sorry.
Actually, hold on, boy, we might actually be too tall.
Yeah, we might be.
You might be too tall.
Yeah. Well, Greg definitely.
Yeah, you're what, 6'2"?
6'1". He's 6'1".
I'm only
Yeah,
5'11".
so soldiers
So am I.
trade by assorted actors. Stormtroopers traditionally are about 5 foot.
5'11".
Mm-hmm.
You'll
That's
be
me
alright.
and Patrick.
You'll be alright. It's gonna be great.
Patrick and I are 5'11".
That's right. He's still searching.
He's still searching.
He's still searching.
He's
These are
gonna
not.
look for it.
These are not the droids you're looking for.
I didn't know droids still made phones. I don't know.
Wah wah wah.
What?
Wow.
We're getting early on the dad jokes here, fellas.
It happens. It happens. Oh, Greg, also, Slender Zach says you know who it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
you do. Yeah, pretty much. Okay.
yeah. Good story.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm
Love
loving
it.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, I know Zach.
So what you guys doing this week?
Fellow Star Wars.
Well, it is
Well,
week 8.
week 8.
So, yep.
So that has to deal with your classes?
Yeah, so we don't have a class this week until Thursday. I actually didn't even go to work today.
Yeah, hence the no shave Monday.
It's
Good
kind of
job,
nice.
homie.
Well, I figured I looked really, really good on Friday, so
Mhm.
I could slack off for a couple days.
Oh, okay. Why'd you
Yeah.
look good on Friday?
So I did something that Greg and I are both going to have to do sometime in the next couple of years. I did a retirement ceremony.
Aw.
Yeah.
Was family
So,
involved, or was it just you guys?
it was him and his family. So
Nice.
the last time that he went ashore as a chief, he went with his family, which was kind of nice.
Wow.
So,
That's
yeah.
great.
But he did 20 years and not a day more. So
I'm
it was pretty great. So got an opportunity to see and be a part of a couple of things. Did what they call a flag passing ceremony. Greg
Flag
probably
passing.
knows what that is.
Okay. What does that look like?
Essentially, there is a representative from every rank that he has ever been in the Navy. So they had a fireman all the way up to him being the chief. And there's this awesome poem that they read while we're passing this flag from one person to the next called Old Glory.
Mm.
Now, Old Glory takes a while to read, probably about 4 or 5 minutes.
Wow.
There were 5 of us all together. There was a fireman, a third, a second, a first, and him.
Mm.
Okay. So we basically had to pass this flag from one person to the next, taking a minute every single time we did it. So it was kind of fun.
It's a lot of reading, bro.
Yeah, well, I mean, we got it. So I got the opportunity to get the flag from him or from the second class and turn around and give it to him with all the appropriate stuff that had to happen.
Nice.
Because everyone salutes the flag as it gets passed down, right? It starts in the fireman's hands, and he brings it up, and as he brings it up, the third class salutes the flag
Mm-hmm.
and takes it back down, and then he passes it to her, and she grabbed it, she flipped it around, brought it into her, and then lifted it up, and he salutes the flag, and then she turns around and does the same thing for the second class. Second class does the same thing to me, and then got the opportunity to be the person to hand him the flag itself.
That's awesome.
So it was pretty cool.
That's good, man.
Mhm.
That's good. I like tradition.
Yeah.
You know, we're products of tradition and culture. And I gotta say, our ability to respect anyone, even if they don't respect us in return, our ability to look people in the eye and give them a firm handshake, that's a tradition that's been passed down to us. And
True.
your ability to participate in that today with your chief, that's pretty awesome. So
Yeah. Really makes me want to do it when I retire.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
cool, man. What is that in like 3-4 years?
Yeah, about that.
Really?
He's not.
I'm not wrong.
Like 8.
Okay, well,
too
okay.
many.
Still 8 years. Gee whiz,
Yeah.
man. I'm
Yeah.
looking at 8 years, and I'll be 45, and I'll
So another
still
20 to
have
go.
another 20 to go. Yeah, that's about right,
Yeah.
and that's okay.
You know, we might retire at the same time. The second time.
Your second time? Yeah, you're a jerk, but I love you.
I'm sorry.
Amen.
I retire the same year as Dad, right? We've already found this out and determined this. And then if I go and get another government job, I can work for 20 years. So we could have a second retirement ceremony if you'd like.
What? What else would you do for the military?
Doesn't matter the military, just a government job.
Oh, I'm
It's a
sorry.
second
I'm
job.
like, didn't you pass your expiration date after 20?
Yeah. Well, I mean, technically I
They'll keep
could
you
go up to
around.
30.
They'll keep you around?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But the field that I work in, there's
Yeah,
all sorts of
contract.
government work that can go.
I got you.
So I could do another 20 working for the government again, and then retire with you. Yay!
Yay.
Sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, there were no fingers on that. That was a bald fist, I promise. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you remember that story? Do you remember that story when we saw that guy in Owensboro when we were riding around?
When you were riding around with
No.
what? What?
So I don't remember what it was. It was some like stupid fast car, like like some sort of muscle car or something like that. It was just really nice. When we were pulling off of one of the little, arterial roads.
He keeps cutting in and out. I don't know if I can hear him. Can you hear him?
Sorry, we were heading towards McDonald's. We were
Ooh,
going to go get something to eat.
now I'm hungry.
We were pulling onto Fredica, mistake,
Frederica Street?
and
Frederica.
Fredica. All our Owensboro fans.
That's right.
I pronounced it right.
Fredica.
So we were pulling on to Fredica,
Down there next to the
And-
Walmart.
heading toward Walmart,
Mhm.
and this guy was in this really sweet car, and we wanted to like comment like, "A nice car, dude." And I remember specifically, Patrick, you're like, make sure you let's make sure we give a good like big thumbs up so he doesn't look like we're trying to start he wants to race us or something.
Yeah.
A little Chevette. So I remember us pulling up and your little beep beep. Actually, was your horn working at the time?
No, probably not. That horn never worked.
Your
You'd
horn
hit it and
wasn't
go.
working. So we rolled down the window. And we're like hanging out of the side of your little hoopty, and we're like thumbs up, like nice car, man. Oh gosh.
Yep, in my little 4-speed front-wheel drive 1980 Chevette. Yeah, that was the car, man. I wish I
what were
still
the
had it because
Pinstripes down the middle?
that'd be a great first one for this guy back here. So it
You'd have to
did.
teach him.
It had pinstripes down the top. Wait,
Mhm.
That meant
No,
go-
it was
that
down
made
the
it go
side.
fa-
There
no,
was nothing down the
sides. Made
It
it
was down the side.
go
And-
faster.
Lori Coghill
Thurman
Thurman.
now.
Yes, Lori Coghill
Coghill.
Coghill
Thurman.
at the time.
She wanted to take a picture with my car,
On the hood.
but she sat on the hood.
No, she didn't sat. She posed.
Yeah, she did pose
Let's
on
be
the hood,
specific here.
and
She posed on the hood.
she left a nice little dent in the crease of my hood, but it was a grace moment. It was a grace moment, and it was great. But she laughed about it. I laughed about it, but that dent never came out. And I think that car could hold like 8 gallons of gas. It held nothing. I could go from Owensboro to Louisville on one tank of gas, and that was awesome. But I was coasting into town, trying to find a gas station.
Got your oar out the side, and you're just like,
Yeah, just kick, doing the Fred Flintstone, trying to get this. It wasn't anything to pick that car up either. I think the three of us could have picked it up if he tried.
Oh, easily.
probably.
No, I don't remember. I don't know if we tried to.
I don't think we did. No,
Mm-mm.
no. Night, baby. Love you.
Love you too. Sorry.
Love you too, Alex.
Oh, thank you. Oh man.
If I
Oh.
have twin daughters, I'll name one Kate, and I'll name the other one Duplicate. That's not very
Ooh, that's a
funny.
good.
I call my toilet the gym instead of the John. That way I can tell people that I go to the gym
every day. Oh, first thing in the morning?
Mm-hmm.
If you're attacked by a mob of clowns, go for the juggler. Greg, your reaction is the best.
I laugh.
What word is always spelled wrong in the dictionary?
I don't know.
Wrong.
All right, I heard one from my congregant on Sunday. Somebody who goes to my church. He said, Why did I'm going to use tomato instead? He said, "Why did the tomato turn red?"
I don't know.
Because it saw the salad dressing.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, John. That was a good one. Oh,
So a woman,
go.
a man went to an eye doctor, and the doctor said, "Your eyesight's going bad." And the man asked, "Can I see the results?" And the doctor said, "No, I don't think you can."
Me and my mates are in a band called Duvet. We're a cover band.
Oh, that one's pretty good.
You got one more, Alex?
Probably. Hold on. I just asked chat to see if they had anything too.
Oh, nice.
I haven't heard anything yet.
All right, I got this one. This one's funny. What do you call a
Yeah,
bunch of
so we'll see.
crows? What do you call a bunch of crows inside a tent?
A tent in murder?
Very close. Murder with intent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm done. Oh, no, never mind. No, I can't do that one. Good stuff.
What do you call a cow that's just given birth?
What do you call a cow that's just given birth?
Yep.
I don't know.
Decaffeinated.
You got a groan from my son behind me, so that was a good dad joke.
That was a good dad joke.
That was me smelling my own fart.
Oh, man.
Too
hold
good,
on.
man. Oh, you got another one? You sure?
Yep, I do. I can't go out on that one.
Okay.
I can't. Hold on. We'll find it. We're not going to find it. I give up. All right.
You sure?
Yeah, I don't want Philip to groan at me again. Well, I asked for a dad joke, and Samson Ezekiel just gave me, wow.
Wow.
Apparently it was that bad. Sorry, buddy.
My wife gave me an ultimatum. It was either her or my addiction to sweets. The decision was a piece of cake.
I just saw your son pop up in the back go. And he's giving you the
what are you doing? You're killing me.
Yep. There went our viewership. It's gone.
Oh, and they quit.
Oh, wait.
Wow.
What? No, we still got people.
Woo!
Yeah.
And
One
we
of
love
them's
you.
me. One of them's me.
All right, folks. Well, we've reached that magical hour moment.
Yep.
You have suffered with us we haven't suffered. We've had a blast.
We have had a blast.
We've had some good times. And so thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. We truly appreciate your viewership, your inclusion in our Twitch. That is twitch.tv/BrothersinArmsPodcast. Yep. You can also reach us on Twitter. We'd love to hear from you on our Twitter. That is... Oh, goodness. It is your BIA podcast. That's at your BIA podcast. We post on there every time we go live, so you can look for us. If you
Bless
don't, God bless you, whomever that was.
Mm-hmm. It was Philip.
No, it wasn't him. He's behind me, homie.
Oh, maybe it's
Yeah.
Craig.
Maybe.
Hmm.
But you can send us your questions on there. You can interact with us. I try and post more than just once a week. But we're on there. We'll see your stuff. If you want to send us emails, which hasn't happened yet, but that's yourbrothersinarmspodcast at gmail.com. And this recording, as well as the recording from our last 3 episodes, I believe, are on our YouTube channel. And you can find that by searching up Brothers in Arms Podcast. And the one, the only, the Marine is back. He just, well, looks like you're getting ready to go home, man. Looking good.
Yeah, putting on regular clothes.
Yeah, counting his his Marine Corps issued boots, but that's another story.
Hey, those things are comfy.
What?
Those are cool. I like your boots. Were those your boots? What do you got on? Oh, he's
What
getting
are
ready to-
those?
What are
Well,
those?
we got
Yeah. Those are work boots, man.
they good boots.
They're good boots.
Pick up
You getting
boots?
ready to go
They
home?
good boots. They get the job.
I'm already home.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna pack up and out.
Sounds good, man. Well, I just did our outro kind of thing, so got anything to add, subtract, multiply?
Well, I've been listening, still connected.
Oh, were you digging
Nothing
those
crazy
dad
special.
jokes?
I told one.
We
Did you
didn't
not
hear
hear
it.
me?
No,
No.
we didn't hear you. We heard you sneeze. If that was you.
No, it wasn't. I didn't sneeze. That was my coworker.
Oh, okay. Well, we blessed him.
Yeah. Through a wall.
Yeah.
God bless. That was
Wow.
impressive.
Wow.
Yeah,
Ugh.
that's a good microphone. No, did you hear mine? The eyes?
We heard your eye doctor. Yes. No, we don't think
Okay,
you can
the eye
see it.
No, you can't.
No, that was a good one. All right.
All right.
Anything from you, Alex? Anything to add or subtract?
No, I'm good.
Multiply or divide.
Multiply, divide.
So I'll tell you guys the same thing I tell my kids every Friday before they go out for the weekend.
Okay.
Do not add or subtract to the population before next week.
Well, all right then.
I
Thank you.
love safety briefs. That one,
Do not add or subtract. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, fellas, I
I
don't
have
have
one.
anything but the fact that I love you, and I have had an awesome time with you tonight. So thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule, especially you, Greg.
Yeah.
You work too hard, man.
You do.
Just saying.
Plane ticket, man. I keep telling you.
That's right.
it's all right. It's
Come hang.
only 10 o'clock.
A little bit longer, right? A little bit longer, and you're done. So, yep. All right, guys. Well, y'all be good, be safe. As Alex says, don't add or subtract.
To the population.
Yep. And ladies and gentlemen, know that we love you. We appreciate your time. Thanks for sharing with us tonight, and we look forward to sharing with you again very, very soon. Hopefully next Monday, if all goes well and nobody adds or subtracts. So, all right. All right. Hey, guys, love you.
Love you too,
Love
brother.
you.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Night, guys.
Bye.
Bye.